opportunity and to hold this event here in Marrakesh, this memorable city which hosts frequently important regional and international events. I would like to recall that in 2016, Marrakesh hosted the COP22, during which Morocco made a strong commitment to achieve a renewable energy share of 52% in its national energy mix by 2030 and 50 and net zero carbon by 2050. In parallel, the Moroccan financial sector has committed to align in its action with these national objectives. In Africa and the Middle East, many countries have made commitments to decarbonize their economies, and they are implementing policies that vary across countries in terms of the objectives and the deadlines. Globally, economies that are dependent on energy reuse are planning a transition policy focused on renewable energies without abandoning the exploitation of fossil resources, while many lower income economies have set ambitious objectives for reducing emissions and developing renewable energies, which require huge investments. However, several countries in the two regions, mainly those over-indebted, are facing many challenges such as the lack of funding, the high cost of capital, evolving technology, and the absence of effective risk mitigation mechanisms which are slowing the progress of the planned projects. On the other hand, most of the financing projects in our countries focus on mitigation. For example, in the MENA region, the share of mitigation financing exceeds 70%, while the share of adaptation financing is limited to 15%. So, there is no doubt that there are many obstacles to exist along the way to a deep change in consumption and production patterns and to net zero carbon. The stepping back of some countries from their commitments to the Paris Agreement added other challenges to the collective progress toward climate goals. Thanks to events like today, which bring a unique exchange platform for stakeholders, we continue to mobilize for the climate, and we are able to explore the levers of promoting sustainable finance and mechanisms to strengthen cooperation and addressing the critical climate issues that the continent and the Middle East region are facing. Indeed, according to World Bank projection for 2050, climate change could reduce the MENA GDP growth potential by between 1% and 6.6%, depending on the country. Concerning in particular Morocco, a study conducted in 2023 by Maghrib with the support of the World Bank showed that in the absence of appropriate users, annual GDP losses in an extreme growth scenario could reach 2.8% by 2030. Thus, we must recognize that climate change, in addition to being an environmental issue, is also social, economic, and financial one, which requires urgent action to mitigate their effects. It It is therefore crucial for our countries to explore innovative ways to reduce investment risk and foster an enabling environment for green and sustainable investments. Experiences in some regions show that blended finance and Islamic financial instruments are used more and more to address trust financing challenges. In this regard, I want to share with you the experience of Morocco, which allow the governments to collaborate with the financial authorities and the financial sector to establish a climate finance strategy. This strategy lies the basis of for raising the capital needed for sustainable financing, which aims toward 5 goals. 1. Financing clean projects through public-private partnerships. 2. Improving natural disaster management and protection. 3. Easing the fiscal policy to support the greening of the economy. 4. Establishing a green taxonomy. And 5. Managing financial risks related to climate impacts. Concerning this last point, Maghrib has issued since 2021 a series of directives that require banks to integrate the climate risk into their risk management policies, to report to the central bank on their exposure to climate-related risk, and to publish information on the governance and management of climate risk and greening of their portfolios. To progress on the regulation front, we have to overcome many challenges, such as the lack of granular and frequent data on the geographic location of assets and on the classification of the economic activities, and deepening modeling to better understand the interactions between the real economy and the financial sector and vice versa. Regarding all of these issues, our international partners have, of course, a key role to play to achieve our goals. On this point, I would like to commend the UNFI, which enabled in 2023 a fruitful collaboration with Maghrib banks and all public sectors and actors to examine the barriers and levers to provide investments in climate action and to explore financing and partnership models to catalyze private investments in greening projects. We look forward to strengthening this partnership to ensure the successful achievement of these projects. Before concluding, I would like to thank UNFI for its commitment to greening our economies and for the excellent cooperation between our institutions. I am confident that our dialogue today will lead to relevant outcomes for our respective countries, and we look forward to working